The studio is buzzing with energy as the crowd finishes clapping, neon lights reflecting off the polished stage floor. Kelly Clarkson steps forward, holding a stack of cue cards she barely needs. Her bright smile fills the room. Please welcome two of my favorite people, Kelly announces, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. The doors slide open and the crowd erupts. Gwen steps out first, dazzling in a sparkling silver jacket, followed closely by Blake in his usual jeans and relaxed country charm. They smile for the audience, but something feels off. Blake's hand slips into Gwen's, but she adjusts her grip almost immediately, like she's uncomfortable. Kelly catches it. Okay, that's odd, she thinks, though she keeps her expression cheerful. They sit down on the couch opposite Kelly. Gwen crosses one leg over the other, smoothing her jacket. Blake slumps back casually, arms stretched along the back of the sofa, but his eyes look tired, or irritated. Maybe both. Kelly laughs lightly to break the strange tension. You two look amazing. How's everything going lately? Blake gives a shrug that borders on dismissive. Oh, busy. Very busy. Gwen flashes a tight smile. We're great. Just tired. Blake glances sideways. Some of us more than others. A ripple of uneasy laughter moves through the audience. Gwen tilts her head at him sharply. Kelly quickly flips a cue card, trying to redirect. Well, you both have big projects coming up. Gwen, your new single. But Gwen doesn't respond right away. She's still looking at Blake, her lips parted like she wants to say something but thinks better of it. Blake pretends not to notice, tapping his boot lightly against the stage floor. Kelly clears her throat. Gwen. Gwen snaps back to the moment. Yeah, sorry. I'm excited about it. Blake mutters under his breath, could have fooled me. Gwen's eyes narrow. Do you mind? Blake leans forward slightly. What? I'm agreeing. Kelly laughs awkwardly again. Alright, we're all friends here. But the tension has already settled across the stage, thick as fog. Audience members exchange glances, whispering. The cameras capture every micro-expression, every forced smile, every flicker of irritation between the couple. Kelly shifts in her seat, sensing the atmosphere slipping out of her control. This was supposed to be a fun episode. This wasn't fun. And Blake and Gwen haven't even started talking about anything serious yet. The upbeat transition music fades as Kelly returns from the break, smiling brightly, determined to reset the mood. Alright, y'all, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, couple confessions. The audience cheers. Gwen straightens up, trying to look enthusiastic. Blake forces a grin, tapping his fingers on his knee like he's already annoyed. A giant screen lights up behind them with goofy cartoon hearts and animated question marks. Kelly claps. This is supposed to be fun, okay. Fun. Blake lifts his eyebrows. I'm always fun. Gwen mutters, when you feel like it. Kelly pretends she didn't hear that. She picks up her first card. Who is the messier one at home? Gwen opens her mouth, but Blake beats her to it. Gwen. No contest. She leaves her makeup, hair stuff, clothes, everywhere. I walk into a trap every morning. Gwen turns toward him sharply. Oh, please. You're the one who leaves guitars in every corner. I tripped on one last week. Blake shrugs. That's called art. That's called dangerous, Gwen fires back. The audience giggles, but their laughter dies when they see Blake's jaw tighten. Kelly tries to laugh it off. Okay. So both of you have creative clutter. Gwen tucks a strand of hair behind her ear, exhaling through her nose. At least when I make a mess, it looks pretty. Blake sits up straighter. Good for you. Gwen turns fully toward him now. You know what I'm talking about. Blake stares straight ahead. I really don't. Kelly raises her hands. Guys. But Blake isn't done. Kelly grabs the next cue card quickly, hoping to get ahead of the tension. Who takes longer getting ready? Gwen lifts her hand with a small smile. That's definitely me. Blake nods, chuckling dryly. Hours. Sometimes days. Gwen frowns. I do not take days. Blake leans forward, voice steeped in sarcasm. You took 2 hours to get ready this morning. Gwen's eyes flash. Because someone kept interrupting me. Blake fires back, I was just asking if you were okay. You seemed upset. Gwen's lips part, offended. You're twisting it. Kelly cuts in fast. Alright. We're getting passionate answers today. But neither Blake nor Gwen hears her now. Blake shakes his head. I'm twisting it. Really? Gwen throws her hands up. You always make me look dramatic on TV. The audience gasps softly. Kelly's eyes widen. Blake turns toward her, voice raised slightly. Maybe if you didn't act dramatic, I wouldn't have to. Gwen gives a sharp, humorless laugh. Right. Everything is my fault. The air in the room thickens. The cameras zoom in automatically. Kelly glances toward her producers in panic. This segment was supposed to last 10 minutes. It's been 90 seconds. And it's already spiraling. The argument is no longer playful. It's personal. And everyone in the studio feels it. The air in the studio feels like it's holding its breath. Kelly's smile has faded into something tight and nervous. Producers behind the cameras gesture wildly, urging her to regain control. But Blake and Gwen are locked in their own storm now. Blake sits forward, elbows on his knees, voice rising. You didn't even want to come on this show today. Just admit it. Gwen blinks at him, stunned. You're really doing this here. Blake throws a hand in the air. You brought it up. Kelly tries to step between them verbally. Guys, hey, this is daytime TV. Let's keep it. But Gwen cuts her off, her voice sharp. I didn't want to come because you've been impossible for days, Blake. Days. Murmurs ripple across the audience. Some viewers lean forward, others look uncomfortable, unsure if they're watching drama or a real breakup unfold. Blake's brows knit together. Impossible. I'm trying to keep everything together while you. Gwen's eyes widen. While I what? The silence is deafening. Blake presses his lips together, looking away. For a moment, he seems to be fighting himself, debating whether to say more. Gwen's breathing grows faster, her fingers twisting in the hem of her jacket. Kelly stands up suddenly. Okay, hold on. Hold on. She steps closer, putting herself physically between them. We are stopping this. Let's breathe for a second. Gwen shakes her head, brushing at her eyes. This is exactly why I didn't want to come. You twist everything into a dig. Blake snaps back, and you make everything about you. Kelly lifts both hands like she's directing traffic. Nope. No. Not on my show. This is supposed to be fun, y'all. But Blake isn't even looking at Kelly anymore. He's staring at Gwen with something between frustration and exhaustion. You walked on set acting mad at me for no reason, Blake says, voice lower but harsher, and now I'm the problem. Gwen stands from her seat for a second, pacing a small circle, then sits again, this time farther away from Blake. Do you hear yourself? Do you even hear how you talk to me? She says, voice shaking. Kelly glances backstage again. The director is pointing toward the floor, signaling for a wrap, but the cameras are still rolling. Audience members whisper to each other, the tension becoming almost unbearable. Kelly sighs heavily. Guys, I love you both, but if we can't cool down. Blake interrupts, I am cool. Gwen scoffs. Yeah, you're ice cold. Kelly massages her temples. Okay, this is going off the rails. She steps toward Blake. Blake, I need you to listen for a second. Then toward Gwen. And Gwen, please breathe with me for 2 seconds, okay? But neither of them is looking at Kelly anymore. They're only looking at each other. The cameras zoom in, capturing every strained expression, every angry breath. The audience is frozen, waiting. Kelly realizes she's losing control, again. And this time, she might have to do something she's never done before. Kelly's voice wavers as she tries her final attempt at calming the room. Guys, listen, we can take a breather. We can pause filming. We don't have to do this with the cameras rolling. But Blake has already stood up halfway, his hands planted on his knees, breathing hard. I'm done talking, he mutters, shaking his head. Gwen lets out a dry, disbelieving laugh. Oh, sure. Now you're done. Now that you've made me look crazy in front of everyone. Blake whirls toward her. I didn't make you look anything. You did that all by yourself. The audience gasps. Some shift uncomfortably, others stare wide-eyed, not daring to blink. Kelly steps between them again, her voice firmer this time. Okay. No. That's enough. I'm serious. We can't continue like this. A couple of security staff members inch closer to the stage, not wanting to intervene but clearly ready if they have to. The director signals to Kelly with a slicing motion across his throat, cut it. End the segment. Now. Kelly nods reluctantly and turns back to Blake and Gwen. I'm sorry, but I need to ask you both to step backstage. Gwen's mouth falls open. Wait. Kelly, you're kicking us off. Kelly softens her tone but not her message. I'm asking you to take a break. For you. For the show. For everyone watching. Blake stands fully now, shoulders tense, jaw tight. Unbelievable. He turns toward the steps at the edge of the stage, but Gwen doesn't move. She stays seated, staring at the floor, fingers trembling slightly in her lap. The studio lights catch the shine in her eyes, making the moment feel painfully intimate. Kelly crouches beside her, voice low. Gwen, you don't have to go far. Just breathe. Come on. But Gwen doesn't respond right away. She lifts her chin slowly, her voice barely above a whisper. Why does he always get to storm off first? Why do I have to be the one who follows? Blake stops in his tracks, still facing away. Oh, come on. Really? Gwen stands abruptly. Don't act like you're the victim. Kelly carefully steps back, recognizing the heat rising again. The crew is scrambling, camera operators shifting angles, sound engineers muting microphones, stage managers whispering urgently through headsets. The audience is completely silent now. Blake turns around, pointing toward the backstage area. You wanna stay out here and argue more? Fine. I'm leaving. He takes another step, frustration radiating off him. Gwen watches him go, her arms crossed, chest rising and falling quickly. She looks torn, angry, hurt, confused all at once. Kelly tries again, her voice steady but strained. Let's not make this worse, okay? Just, let's step off stage and sort this out. But Gwen barely hears her. Her gaze is locked on Blake's back as he walks away, jaw clenched, shoulders rigid. Each step he takes seems to pull another thread loose in the moment, another stitch coming undone. And Gwen, finally moving, starts after him, but slowly, as if every step costs her more than she wants to admit. The studio lights glare down on them both. Security hovers. Kelly watches helplessly. And nothing is resolved yet. Backstage is a storm of chaos, producers rushing, assistants whispering, staff trying not to stare. The moment Blake and Gwen disappear behind the curtain, the muffled audience noise fades, replaced by the buzzing panic of the studio crew. Blake strides down the hallway, rubbing the back of his neck, still fuming. I knew this was a bad idea, he mutters, kicking lightly at a cable on the floor. Gwen follows several steps behind, her heels clicking sharply. Everything's a bad idea to you lately, she fires back, voice tight. Blake stops abruptly, turning halfway toward her. Don't start this again. Gwen lifts her hands. Oh, now you want to stop.
After everything you just said out there, a makeup artist freezes nearby, pretending to rearrange brushes just to avoid eye contact. Two interns scurry past, whispering, "Are they still fighting?" Blake runs a hand through his hair, pacing a short line. "You made it sound like I dragged you out there." "You practically did," Gwen says, then lowers her voice, realizing people are listening. "I told you I wasn't in the mood for TV today. And I told you it would be fine," Blake snaps. "But you came on stage already mad at me." Gwen crosses her arms tightly to steady her breath. "Maybe because you keep ignoring what I've been trying to talk to you about." Blake pauses. "Just for a second. What talk? The same thing you bring up every time we're about to do something important?" Gwen looks away, blinking hard. "I'm trying, Blake. And you're pretending nothing's wrong." A producer approaches cautiously. "Kelly wants to know if you two are okay or if you need a longer break." Blake waves him off. "We're fine." Gwen shoots him a look. "We are definitely not fine." Blake opens his mouth to respond, but stops when he sees the crew staring again. He exhales sharply. "Can we please not do this with an audience? That's the only time you ever listen," Gwen replies softly. Blake freezes at that. The hallway goes silent, and neither of them moves.